everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Destiny and we are about to tackle like one of my biggest pet peeves. It's one of my least favorite things to do in the house, and it's always like just something that needs to get done anyway, and that is this freaking pile of laundry. So I am somebody that tries to do a load a day. So there's some days that go by that I don't. This is clearly one of those days. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you have a load that you need to put in the washer or flip it over or take something out the dryer, whatever you need to get started with your laundry today, let's just go ahead and get it over with.
Wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry.
So it's been a while and I have to ask, how are you doing? I hope that you guys are finding strength in your day-to-day activities. I know that some days are harder than others, but we're really trying our best out here, and I think that can't go unnoticed. Whether you're having a productive day or whether you ended up in bed all day, you need to know that each day is a process and to be patient with yourself and allow yourself grace during whatever season you're living in this moment.
Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry. Cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you know why. You gotta leave me here tonight before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even.
Fun fact, for those of you who may or may not already know this, but I have like severe ADHD. And if you can probably tell, like when I talk and like I kind of do circles around myself sometimes, and I just lose my train of thought like midway, and that's literally what happens with laundry. I just stop thinking and just daze off into something totally just not even laundry related or family related, or I could be thinking about, I don't even know. Anyway, I try to keep a TV show on while I'm doing laundry as well. It just keeps me entertained and I can just watch him fold aimlessly. It just kills the time, makes it so much easier and more enjoyable.
Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Somebody said, don't be afraid of loving yourself, 'cause that is all you got.
I try to separate the boys' clothes and fold them for them. With Carmelo, I have him put his clothes away. It's just something that I try to do to kind of instill some form of responsibility. With Xavier, I try to make him put his clothes away. Ultimately, he'll go through his clothes as I'm putting them away and then like have like 17 outfit changes in the middle of me putting away his laundry. So it can be a little bit of a hassle putting away laundry, but that's what I try to do to keep the kids like involved in chores around the house.
We keep track of time, being so serious, idiots, thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown, before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, 'cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. I'm afraid I'll end up nowhere. They keep saying I'll be fine, but how you know that I'll be there when it feels like I'm lying every time someone asks how it goes, and I save the details that actually mean something. Oh, not yet. Whoa. No.
One of the things that I got in the habit of this summer was making sure that I balanced what I needed to do and time, like true quality time with my kids. I did feel like last summer I had Xavier in daycare and Carmela was home with me. But due to like my mental health issues, I just felt like I wasn't as present as I would have liked to been. So I've been really focusing on trying to have just true quality time with the boys.
The moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world.
So after our midday break, I decided that I should get the boys cleaned up and ready for the rest of the day and to go ahead and start dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my Instapot and get out a few other items that I need for tonight's dinner.
Now it's clear we are here back at your house, and I keep fading into the background. I'm wide awake, now you keep missing out for sure. Take down your walls and let me ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, brick by brick, now let me ooh, ooh, ooh. I wanna be.
So after cleaning the meat, I'm going ahead and I'm going to air fry pork chops tonight. So after cleaning the meat, I'm patting down all the pork chops so they're, bone dry. And that is so that the seasoning can adhere to the pork chop during the air fry. I do use my stove as an air fryer. It has a built-in air fryer, so it is easier to make a larger meal like this. I used to use the air fryers that are on the counters, and I would only be able to fit like 2 pork chops in at a time, so it would take me like 45 minutes to make a family of 4 pork chops. So I decided when I got a new stove that I wanted to get one that had a built-in air fryer. And I hate to say it, but it was specifically for this reason, particularly with air fried pork chops, because I just love air fried pork chops. So I am going to go ahead and lather the pork chops with olive oil. I'm not like saturating it, but just a couple of capfuls. I'm going to just rub it on the pork chops. And I like to do this before I put the seasoning on for multiple reasons. But in this particular case, it's so that the seasoning kind of adheres better to the pork chops during the air fry, since they do cook very differently as opposed to obviously dropping it in a pot of oil. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to season my pork chops. Everyone uses something different. I like to use seasoning salt, adobo, and I use sazon as well. And I usually use 1 pack for my pork chops. It depends obviously how many we have. And I just have an odd obsession with black pepper, so I put black pepper on literally everything. But this is how I season my pork chops.
Talk to me honestly, look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk, I'm already
ahead and just cover the pork chops with aluminum foil and put that aside while I go ahead and prep up the rice and get that started. So backstory, yes, I am making Spanish rice in an Instapot, but let me tell you guys, it's absolutely amazing. My husband loved it. My kids loved it, so I figured I had to share it. The recipe calls for the first half of this to be the Instapot setting to be on saute. So I currently have it on saute while I pour in the olive oil and just the other seasonings. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description box below, but to give you a rundown of everything that I'm putting in there, I have olive oil, sofrito, olives, and a little bit of ham seasoning. That's mainly because I did not have like a pork fat to put in there. Typically I would do like salchichon or like a pork fat in there just because that's something that I like, but I did sprinkle a little bit of ham seasoning on this. I drained a can of diced tomatoes as well. This is again all while it's on the saute setting, and I'm just throwing everything in there and putting the beans and just all this other flavorful stuff in there. Push you to your side. I go to work while you still sleep. I don't wanna argue cause it's never worth a fight. Oh na na, oh you're good with lies. Oh na na, wish I wasn't right. So the recipe does call for a 4 ounces of tomato sauce. I high-key did not realize that that can of tomato sauce was 8 ounces. So kind of live with it. But anyway, I went ahead and I put the adobo in there and the rest of the seasoning. And like I said, at this point, the Instapot is literally boiling. The house smells great. And I personally like to test the broth out before I put the rice in. You want it to taste a little more salty. I mean, depending on your liking. I like it to be pretty salty, but I try not to cook it too salty. So I like to just kind of see where we're at. So at this point, I have the olive oil in here. And again, it's on the saute setting. The olives, the can of tomatoes, diced tomatoes. The seasoning, I have the tomato sauce in here. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the ingredients. So once that sautés for about 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and now add the beans and the chicken broth and everything else that I need in here before adding the rice. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add in my chicken broth. And again, this is still boiling at this point. I cannot tell you how amazing this house smells right now. And I'm just throwing everything in here. Come on over, let's pick up where we left off. You and I had lots of love just to top it off. We can wind it down for days, never let it stop. I just want your everything, baby. Maybe later we can dance, never let go. Listen to our favorite songs on the radio. Losing up and lose ourselves to this feeling, oh. I just want your everything, baby. I'll be deep under your influence tonight. Ooh, keep it coming, babe. I don't mind another round. Okay, so now that I have the rice in, I'm going to go ahead and throw the lid on this Instapot. And I'm going to cancel the saute and go ahead and put it on rice setting. This rice setting will, in my Instapot at least, go to auto, and it will automatically cook to the time duration that rice needs to finish. The first time I cooked this, it was like tripping me out, and I kept opening the lid like literally over and over again. But as you can see, trust the process. This is what it ended up cooking to once it was done. But we miss it 'cause we're way down on the ground. Ain't nobody. So if this is a meal that you're looking to make together, just a suggestion, I like to wait until the auto on the Instapot goes into like a number, like a countdown, so that the pork chops and the rice are done around the same time. The pork chops in the air fryer typically need 9 minutes on each side, so I went ahead and did that, and they finished around the same time as the rice.
Here you are, face to face in this trashy bar. Another glass and I am going places. Makes me laugh about the irony of everything. I like the way you're thinking. I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind all the smoke is in the bathroom. I don't care at all, baby. You got my attention. So you were saying, oh no, I don't see the logic of things. It's quite a lonely world that we're living in.
So this is the final product for the kids. I like to do like a fruit anyway. So we have the strawberries with the pork chops and the rice and beans. They were all happy, so I'm happy that they're happy. And that's how we're finishing up this wonderful, productive afternoon of folding laundry and swimming with their kids and cooking dinner. So not every day runs as smooth as today did, but I was excited to be able to get a nice hot meal on the table in time for my husband to get home from work. Yes, I am becoming that housewife. So if you guys try this meal out, you gotta let me know in the comments. Let me know how it worked for you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as my family did.
Mind all the woo girls doing stage dives. I don't care at all, baby. You got